Get ready to grab your wallet. California Democrat politicians want to raise your taxes to cover their reckless budget deficits. Coming up, we'll tell you all the various tax hikes they've got planned and how we're leading the fight to stop them. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state representative representing District 75 in the California State Assembly. Well, California politicians, the Democrats who run the state, who've run it into the ground, they've run out of money. Now they want more of your money in the form of higher taxes. And this comes despite the fact that Californians are getting crushed by overwhelming cost of living increases. California has the highest cost of living of any state in the nation. In fact, a recent report by the Transparency Foundation found that a middle-class family, and by the way, middle class is now defined as $130,000 a year for a joint income household, that middle-class family is forced to pay a cost of living penalty in California of about $28,000 a year versus what they would have to pay if they were paying the average cost of living for the rest of the country, the other 49 states. So the idea that you're not paying enough money is absurd. You're paying too much money. And yet these California Democrat politicians at both the state and local level want to raise your taxes. And we have a list of tax increases that they are plotting to impose on you, sometimes without a public vote, and other times initiatives that you'll see on the ballot absolutely hidden with false and misleading ballot titles. First, let's expose the hypocrisy. Here is a story from December 2nd, 2024, the day that I was sworn into the California State Legislature. The speaker, Robert Rivas, got up there and showboated, and he said, "Oh, boy, California's cost of living is really high. We need to do something about it." After he said all of that rhetoric, he went back behind closed doors and started plotting with his Democrat colleagues on how to increase taxes and fees across the board on working families in our state. These people are liars, cheats, and thieves. There's no better way to describe them. They'll say that they're trying to work to reduce your cost of living, and then at the same time, they are robbing you blind and taking your money. Don't believe a word they have to say, and certainly don't give them an added penny of your money. At Reform California, we are leading the fight against all these taxes and fees. And I'm going to go through 5 big tax increases that you're likely to see either on a bill that you receive, like your insurance bill, or on your tax rolls. But I want you to go to our website, stopcaliforniataxhikes.com, or go to our website, reformcalifornia.org. Click under Stop the Tax Hikes. That is our centralized campaign portal for all of our fights against unfair and costly tax hikes that California Democrat politicians are trying to impose on you. We are the grassroots rebellion. We are the resistance. But we can only fight these tax hikes with your help. So please, on that website, share the website with all of your friends and family on social media. Make a contribution. We are entirely funded by grassroots contributors like yourself. Let me just tell you, think about what you would be paying in higher taxes. Think about what you're already paying in higher taxes that we're fighting to reverse. And then consider chipping in a small portion of that. $5 a month is all it takes to put fuel in our tank to fight these tax increases. And every single cycle, we have been able to defeat billions of dollars in tax hikes through our grassroots campaigns, but we can't do it without your help. So make a contribution on that site. Also, go down to the bottom of the website, reformcalifornia.org, and sign up. First name, last name, email, phone, and zip code so that you know what tax hikes are on your ballot. We send out a voter guide, the plain English voter guide, every election, and it reveals where the tax hikes are on the ballot. These Democrat politicians, they put tax hikes on the ballot and hide them behind false and misleading ballot titles. They'll say it's the school improvement initiative, but they won't mention it's a massive property tax. So please sign up so that you can get that voter guide for free in both the primary and general election coming up in the statewide balloting. All right, so let me go through the 5 tax increases that California Democrats are trying to impose on you. starting out first, the split roll tax is the elimination, basically, of Prop 13 protections in this state for a lot of properties. Split roll is basically the repeal of Prop 13, and Prop 13 limits the percentage that can be charged for your property taxes on your home or your property. And it also limits the rate of growth to a capped amount each year. And it's been a godsend for people to keep people in their homes, to keep property taxes affordable. Well, the Democrats are plotting to put an initiative on the ballot once again. They've done this like 10 times since Prop 13 passed in 1978, but they're doing it again in 2026, a split roll initiative to gut Prop 13 to raise property taxes. And we have got to stop them. So that is the first thing that they're trying to do. And again, it's no surprise because they've always hated Prop 13. They don't want you to have your Prop 13 property tax savings. It's the quickest hit of revenue that they can get. And we're talking tens of billions of dollars in increased taxes with just one fell swoop if this initiative, the split roll repeal of Prop 13, passes in 2026. We are organizing the campaign to defeat that measure. We did it in 2020. We're going to do it again. Second, you're going to find your payroll tax is higher. And that's because Governor Gavin Newsom borrowed $20 billion from the federal government back during 2020 when he shut down our economy. And again, he shut down the economy for no good reason, destroying jobs, putting everyone on unemployment. And then he paid out $30 billion. So he borrows $20 billion. Then he pays out $30 billion in fraudulent unemployment benefits to felons, to people who are fictitious, and leaves you holding the bag. Quote, California businesses are now shouldering the state's federal unemployment debt with higher payroll taxes. The payroll tax is going up in this year's budget by billions of dollars, roughly $23 per employee. And that makes it less attractive to create jobs and keep jobs in California. So small businesses, medium businesses are going to get hit disproportionately, and they are not going to be able to create jobs like they used to in California because creating a job in California will now be more expensive through a higher payroll tax. That is already being implemented through the state budget. No vote by the public. It's just a higher tax. It's a job killer. The third tax that we see going up is the insurance tax. Here we've got this headline from this week. California homeowners will have to fund half of the high-risk insurer's $1 billion bailout. And that is in the form of a special assessment. You know what a special assessment is? It's a tax, for God's sakes. And that'll appear on your insurance bill. It says, after saying it would run out of funds in March, California's last resort fire insurance provider, which is a government-run insurance program called the FAIR Plan, will impose a special surcharge of $1 billion on insurance companies. But there's a catch. The insurance companies don't pay any of these charges. You do. You will see it turned over on your bill. The cost will be passed on to homeowners. It says the first such move in more than 3 decades. Now, remember, you already pay a massive insurance tax on your insurance premium. On top of the massive rate increase, remember just this past week, I brought you the news that State Farm and other insurance companies were planning to increase their premiums for homeowners by 40% over 2 years. 40%. And that's if you're lucky to get commercial insurance. If you're in the FAIR Plan, you're talking about a doubling or a tripling of your homeowner's insurance policy. This is insane. It's not sustainable, but this is not even going to be put to a public vote. It will just be added to your insurance rate, your policy at the end of the year. Even though you're currently paying your premium, this will be a surcharge that you're slapped with at the end of the year. So get ready for it. I call it the double insurance tax in California. So we have split roll. We've got the payroll tax. We got the insurance tax. Now let's talk about the mileage tax. That's right. California, the Department of Transportation, Caltrans, just completed what they called the road charge collection pilot. The road charge collection. It's what we call a mileage tax. They want to charge you for every mile you drive on roads, like you're some cabbie from the 1970s with a little meter that's constantly going. Their thought is 6 to 9 cents per mile. For the average car, 15,000 miles, it's at least $900 on that car. And that's an average driver, by the way, 15,000 miles per year per car. $900 times 2 cars in a household, $1,800, $2,500. It's a sucker punch to the household budget. Oh, and no, they're not going to reduce the car tax or the gas tax to offset it. It'll be an added fee for driving in the state of California called the California mileage tax. And again, we need to fight this with every fiber of our being. This tax, unfortunately, would not be put to a public vote. Just like the gas tax and the car tax, the state legislature can simply impose it by a 2/3 vote. Senate Bill 339, which passed in 2021, teed up this process. They just ran the pilot between August 2024 and January 2025, and they're about to submit their mileage tax scheme to the California state legislature. The fact that I'm on the inside of the legislature means that I will be fighting this thing every day from behind enemy lines, and I'm going to need your help. We also have a campaign directly focused on stopping the mileage tax on our website, reformcalifornia.org. Stop the mileage tax. Here it is. Because I'm telling you, I think this is the top tax that they're going to try to administratively impose on you, and it will have the biggest impact on working families. I mean, all of these taxes are going to crush working families, and they're all unnecessary. We need to cut wasteful spending. But the mileage tax is particularly galling because working families have no choice but to drive to get to their job, and it is going to absolutely devastate them. Coming in at number 5 are local taxes. Here is one that's particularly galling. San Diego wants a garbage tax. That's right. They want to charge $63 per house, $65 per house per month, and $65 times 12 is $780 a year for a garbage tax. And again, this is because they have a budget deficit locally, and so they've decided to tax people's garbage. Again, this is insanity. We are absolutely going after working families, homeowners on every front. When they drive, a mileage tax. When they have a home, an insurance tax. When they throw away their trash, a garbage tax. When they try to get a job, a payroll tax. And of course, at the end of the day, they're going to do a split roll, which means their property tax will also go up. Everywhere they turn, they're getting attacked by California Democrat politicians who don't give a rip about the burdens of cost of living in this state. I'm telling you, this is the issue, I believe, that will turn California voters against the liberals who've ruined this state, run us into the ground through their spending addictions. At Reform California, we're leading the fight against these 5 taxes and all taxes through our grassroots movement. It's not like the Republican Party can organize the resistance. We are. It's up to us, the grassroots. So I urge you to join us in this fight. Like this video, subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to get the word out every day at 5 o'clock with this show. The news that the liberal media in this state won't cover, like these 5 tax increases that are pending. Behind closed doors, they're working on all 5 of these, and I needed to make sure that you got the heads up first and know that we're going into battle this year to fight each and every one of these tax hikes and anything else they throw our direction. The best way to do that is to make sure that people are informed through this show and other news platforms that we sponsor at Reform California. Also, please join the website. Excuse me. Join the website, the bottom of the website, reformcalifornia.org. We've got to get our movement grown. And by joining the website at the bottom and signing up, you are going to be able to get our voter guide so that we can give you the plain English voter guide every election. We also endorse candidates from school board to city council to county board, all the way up to state legislature and Congress, the best candidates who are going to join us in the fight to turn this state around. You've got to join this fight. Your pocketbook is under attack. Join us in stopping these thieves from taking your money. Until next time, I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California and a California State Representative. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.